Hello learners. In today's video we're gonna discuss about a chapter which is part of Punjab board syllabus class 11th, and the name of the chapter is The Peasant's Bread, and it is written by none other than Leo Tolstoy. Leo Tolstoy's full name is Count Leo Nikolaevich Tolstoy, but he was popularly known as Leo Tolstoy. He was born on 9th September 1828. I share my birthday with him, so that's why he is kind of near to my heart. And he was such a brilliant short story writer that Mahatma Gandhi himself used to refer to his works and used to admire him a lot. He wrote War and Peace and Anna Karenina, two of the most celebrated works around the globe. He was multiple times he was nominated for the Nobel Prize, and he was even nominated for Nobel Prize, but he never got it. I think this is the plight with the people, those who are born on 9th September. They might get all the appreciation, but sometimes are deprived of their rights, and that's why he's considered as a part of the Nobel Prize controversy. If we see, sometimes some people, they do deserve the Oscars and the other eminent or fabled prizes, but for some strange reason they never make it, right? So similar tragedy or plight or agony was of Leo Tolstoy. So this short stories, as if you refer back to one of my videos where I talked about the various kind of genres we have in English literature, and where I have talked about various types of novels, I have discussed about what short stories are. So my request to you would be that you can go and refer to them. But here, just the gist of it I'm giving to you, that short stories, they always have a didactic element in them. Didactic element is some kind of teaching, right? You always learn some lesson from short stories. So this short story is The Peasant's Bread, and this story is about a poor peasant who didn't have anything, not just was hardly making his livelihood. But when we don't have the things which we really need, we are more polite, we are more humble, we are more down to earth, and we are more considerate about the other people. But once we start getting anything which is more than required, right, our attitude, it changes. And the story is about that. So the story is about a peasant who didn't have much, and one fine day when he was plowing his fields, and he went back just to, he had only one bread to eat, and he went back to fetch his bread, but he couldn't find anything over there. So, but then rather than cursing that that person who might have stolen his bread, he simply blessed him. He said that whosoever he or she may be, may god the line is that may it do him good, means he should get the best out of it. So this is that even if he didn't have anything, right, he was just happy that maybe the other person might be more hungry. So he was okay with this, and then he simply drank some water and just again started doing his work. So the bread was actually stolen by an imp. So imps, those little devils. So this messenger of devil, he went back to the devil and he said that I tried to corrupt a human being, thinking that maybe once something will be stolen, the human being will be using some bad words, will be maybe using some cuss words, maybe saying something bad to God or maybe to the other human beings. But this didn't happen. So to which devil said that you might have done something bad, you might not have done something properly, and that's why, this is the reason that the human being wasn't corrupted. So then the devil comes back to earth, planet earth, and then he thinks about some ways to corrupt this peasant, this honest peasant. So then he thinks, and then he comes up with a trick. So rather than stealing something from him, what he does, he tells him that okay, you sow your seeds here, and then even if the weather was such that all the other fields were destroyed, this particular honest farmer was blessed with ample of crop. Next year, he this imp in the form of human, he came there, again asked him to change his technique and sow that seed of corn at some other part on some hill. That time it was the sun wasn't appropriate separate. So the other people, again, their crop wasn't sufficient, wasn't full of corn, but this peasant, because he had sown his crop over there, over a hill, so again he was benefited. Third year again, now this, in 3 years, this peasant had surplus of corn. Now he didn't know what to do with this corn. Rather than the man who once was fine and who understood what hunger is, rather than sharing the surplus amount of corn with other poor peasants, what he did, he made vodka out of it. Now one didactic element is that what alcohol does to us. That's why we say that the consumption of alcohol is not good, and especially because Leo Tolstoy and other English writers, when it comes to not the stringent approach, but still, if we consider the from the Bible element, right, biblical elements, if we consider, so of course consumption of alcohol is not considered as good, it is considered as a sin. So this peasant, now the first sin he has made is, he has, rather than distributing and donating that surplus amount of corn to someone, he consumed it in the form of vodka. And then what he did, that now this devil, right, this imp, he invites devil that, okay, you also come and see what happens next. This peasant, he organizes a party for his friends, and over there his wife was serving alcohol to drinks to the other people, when one of the glass, it fell down, and this peasant, who was once so considerate about the other people, started badly shouting at her, using bad words for her, that you don't know how to use this thing, and he just simply snatched that tray and he started serving it. So this is the one who was fine, that even if I'm not eating anything, I'm completely okay with this thing. Now just for a glass of vodka, he's shouting at his wife. So you see, the more you have, the more avarice, right, the more greedier you become, the human mind, right? So this is the like the human psychology, the greed, that poor people, they know how to share, rich people, they don't even know how to share things. And then this devil, he feels happy, and further, once everyone starts having drink, after a drink, they all behave like foxes. How foxes are very clever, this in machinations and all. So they all started speaking very politely, very sweetly, started indulging into sycophancy, saying good words for the other people, even if they knew that they aren't that good the way they are speaking, but still. So this is that a human being has started behaving like a fox, like an animal, right? And then after the second drink, so the devil feels very happy that at least their behavior is now not the true behavior, they are faking it. And after the second drink, what these people in the party, they did, that they started shouting at each other, fighting with each other, saying bad things. So they started behaving like vultures, right, wolves. So they started saying things, and they started fighting, they started hitting each other. So the devil feels very happy. And after the third drink, these people, they didn't even know where they are. They started behaving like pigs, people, they puke, they get messy, right? So a decent human being, a suave human being, an elegant human being, now is behaving like pigs, filthy, uncouth, barbaric, right? So this thing when happens, so the devil feels happy, and the imp feels like, what I have done is right. And once everyone is like, they started leaving the party, this host, this peasant, right, the person who was once so good, now what he did, he fell flat on his face, and his nose and his body was into mud, and he was looking so filthy, right? And exactly like a pig, and similar sounds he was he was making. He couldn't even utter a single word properly. Now this devil, he asks the imp that that what you have done. You might have mixed in this drink blood of wolves, foxes and pigs. He said, no, I haven't done this thing. What I have done is, I have given this farmer who was deprived of the resources more than he required. The line which he used was that the peasant had more corn than he needed. The blood of wild animals is always in men, but as long as men have only as much corn as they need, it is kept under control. So once you have more than which is required, the human tendency, it changes. It changes into greed and avarice, and avarice always, it's a sin, right? Greed is a sin, and it makes you a bad human being. So that's why in most of our scriptures, holy scriptures, as well as in Bible, it has been written that in case you have more than you need, try donating it. At least the tenth part of your salary, 10th part of your earnings, 1/10 of your earnings, we must be donating. So the teaching is that anything that is more than required is always poisonous, always harmful. So this is what the story is all about. There are some short questions which you can read, there are some words which you can do. I hope you understood the story by now, and keep reading, keep sharing. Let learning be your muse, let sharing be your muse. And very soon I'll be coming up with another video. I know I'm lacking and we are running a little behind our actual syllabus, but don't worry, we'll cover it. Take care, God bless, bye bye.